How you feeling? How's fight week been for you so far?
Not bad, not half bad. I mean, it's probably the easiest one I've had.
Easiest?
Hmm.
What do you think makes it the easiest?
The
What's been
long
different?
term, honestly, the long term dieting, so it's less miserable.
Okay.
So the cut's been a little bit better than usual.
So just the build up in itself has led to this week being easy.
Yeah, less stressful.
What made you decide to do that? I mean, did you change some kind of direction? Be like, you know what? I'm gonna go a different direction with this so I can make my life a little easier 5 days out.
Part of it's coincidence and part of it is planned. I did hire a meal prep company, and they're great. And that's helped a lot as far as just having the right amount of stuff. But also, obviously, I was supposed to fight Holly Holm,
Mhm.
and I found out about that fight back during the holidays right before Christmas. So I dieted all the way down through March. That fell out, and then I had to wait for another fight, so I had to keep dieting. Found out, kept dieting.
What? How badly did you want that Holly fight, and how bummed were you when it didn't happen?
I was very excited about the fight and the challenge of it. She's a great fighter and a very seasoned opponent. But when it fell out, sure, I was very disappointed for a time. But I had to get over it quickly. There's nothing I can do about it. And just find out who's next.
Sure. Obviously, she's got a title fight next, but so now, if that fight comes together with you and her in the future, it's possible you could be fighting her for a belt. I mean, do you think about it that way?
Not at all.
No?
People have asked me that before. I'm not here chasing a belt. I just started. Whereas a lot of tough women in the 35 division, I'm here just to fight, build my name, and have fun doing it.
Tell me about the rematch. Do you feel like anything's going to be different between you guys? Is there anything that you can pull from the first fight to use in this one, or is it just completely new for both of you?
It's going to be a completely new fight, besides certain tendencies I'm sure we both still have. It's been 2 years, and we've had a lot of experiences between then and now, and a lot of time to train. She's gotten a lot better, and so have I. It'll be a completely different fight.
As far as the timing of this fight, I mean, obviously, this is her first fight in the UFC at bantamweight. You guys have fought at bantamweight before. Are you surprised at it, considering that you are ranked fairly high in the division?
Not at all. When I saw she kept missing weight, it's like either she's going to move up on her own or the UFC is going to bump her. And because we have fought before, I was like, I bet the UFC would like to make that matchup. They ended up doing it. I kind of expected it to happen.
With her coming so close to winning the Ultimate Fighter and having grown, like you said, I mean, is that kind of more of a feather in your cap if you beat her now?
She's a tough opponent regardless, and I think had she made weight, she very likely would have won it. But it's not something I look at in that way.
You said that, you recognize, hey, you're only a couple of fights into this, but you are so high up in the division after this. I mean, who else would make sense if it's not going to be for the title?
And that's a tough one because they went from giving me Holly Holm, which was ranked like number 2. It was like, all right, sweet, let's take that fight. And now we're fighting Sarge, who's coming up and is doing very well at 25. Okay, let's do that one. So I can't tell you. Let's see after the fight.
When you look at the Holm-Nunez fight, who do you have in that one?
Nunes is a beast, man. But Holm, the way she strikes and just her general, the way she fights and moves, she could be a very tough opponent for Amanda. But Amanda, it's hard to see her being beat.
The wrench in the works in this division might be that Amanda has both belts. I mean, do you expect her to go back to featherweight and defend there after the Holm fight?
No, I think she's getting to a point in her life where she kind of wants a family to move on, do her own thing. She's accomplished everything she can. So maybe she'll fight once, twice, 3 more times for the money, who knows. But I kind of see her wanting to do like a family thing. I could be totally wrong, though.
Because you've had a few fights that haven't happened, and it's kind of delayed you getting back in there a couple times. How frustrating has that been for you, and are you at the point where you want 4 or 5 fights in a year if you could do it?
I will take as many fights as they give me as fast as they give them to me.
How much do you take away from the first fight against Sajara when it comes to preparing for this one?
It's useful in the fact that I've already fought this person. I've seen this face. We've done the stare-offs. I've prepared to fight her. But since it's been so long, it's a completely different fight. So it's less nerve-wracking and saying, okay, I'm kind of familiar with you. But it's still it's a fight in itself. It's its own fight. That one doesn't really have much of a, impact on this one.
You mentioned how young you are still, only 7 fights professionally. What's the evolution of your game been like since you debuted in the UFC to who you are as a fighter now?
I've improved a lot all the way around. I've worked tremendously on my striking and my grappling, everything, just trying to keep it together. But I think I've improved a little bit everywhere. and the comfort level. It's the first time you come to the UFC, even when you have fought for higher up promotions, it's a different level of media, for example, press, just getting ready fight week.